that point, turn your passion to a skill.
Okay. I guess
that's not how he puts it. That's not how he puts it.
That's not what he said.
That's not what he said. Miscommunication. Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow, where we talk about everything, anything, and everybody. My name is Laura Nasha Flower, and today, obviously, if you laugh, you go to fire. I'm not here alone. I have the bane of my existence right here with me.
I can work with that. My name is David, guys. Thank you for joining us. I'm the bane.
Exactly. So today we're going to be talking about a conversation that everybody needs to have with themselves.
Yes.
Is passion always rewarded with profits?
Are you sure they heard you say it again?
Okay, so our topic for today is passion always rewarded with profits? Now, the idea that following your passion guarantees success and financial reward has become a popular mantra. However, reality often tells a different story.
Yeah, that's very correct. While passion can certainly drive motivation and innovation, it's not always a direct path to profit. Many passionate entrepreneurs face a lot of financial struggles. Some lucrative industries may not align with personal passions. Market demand and competition can impact profitability. So we are asking the question.
Yes.
What burns on your inside?
Yes.
What, makes you wake up in the morning?
In a layman term.
Do you get the way those motivational...
Can your passion put food on your table?
You go feel that job.
You feel buy fuel.
A very big question.
You feel pay bus fare.
In T-Pay era.
Do you understand? Can you feed your cravings? That's what we're here to talk about.
Yes.
So of course we're not here alone. We're always having beautiful people right here with us. Starting from here, we have fine boy David. Thank you for coming. And we also have this handsome young man with the straight face you're keeping. You look like you have a lot to say.
You are giving the vibe of an headmaster. Of the secondary school.
So we also have our very, very special Mr. Cereal right here.
With a nugget.
Always giving us Aristotelian.
Laura, you are enough. You are enough. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for being on the show, Mr. Cereal.
So, passion. Passion.
Can we start by saying what is passion?
Who would like to chime in, first of all?
Energy drink.
I will not be there.
I'm not there.
I will not be there. So what is passion?
Let's start. I need Mr. Cereal to give us an opening. I feel like he's always had something very...
Well, Mr. Cereal cannot talk and you won't listen. Who are you? So Mr. Cereal.
Mr. Cereal, can you tell us?
Don't put me in the box.
It's because we've proved it to be true.
Yes, it's shown workings.
So you can't blame us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can look at passion as a driving force or determination aimed at achieving a goal, an aspiration.
A driving force or determination aimed at achieving a goal.
Yes, so that can be referred to as one's passion.
Oh, okay.
A passion, yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
Daniel, passion in your own word, in your own world. What is passion?
My own world, I feel passion is like what you have to get to.
Okay.
It's I want to get to this one. So the passion, what you feel you are depending on to get to that place.
Okay.
So
what you can rest upon to reach a certain goal. Is that what you're trying to say? Say you have an idea of yourself, a projection, what you used to get to. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Fine boy David. FBD. Let's say like
that. I think I should use that for my snap.
Yeah, you could. I'm very
for me, passion is an untamed love you have for something.
What
is
the love
interesting.
Let's hear. If you love to sing, there's nothing that is going to bring that passion down, no matter what anybody says. Even if you are bad at it, and you will put in the energy to be better. That's why I say it's an untamed love.
So basically, you're trying to say passion is something that you burn for.
Yes, exactly.
I burn for you.
Christ.
I burn for money.
Oh, okay. Okay. The thing is,
I said burn for Christ.
I burn for gain of existence. Are we thinking about the same series?
Yes, I think, of course, yes. You're right.
We are connected.
Yeah, you're on track.
So passion, with what everybody has said, is what the Yoruba was saying, what lives on the inside of you. So it's like very large extent, something that you feel that you can bring it to fruition, something that you are very, very motivated about. So we have established that there are a number of things that you could be passionate about. Things like
sleeping.
Just another business.
Laura, okay.
She's a natural being.
So there is football. Some people are passionate. I like football, but I'm not sure I'm up there passionate. Passionate is a strong word, but I can think of a few friends that I can say, yeah, you are passionate. So
if we're looking at it from this angle now, so you're trying to say passion does not really mean something that you have to do to be successful. Because if you're passionate about, you're passionate as a football fan, does not make you a football player, right? So
the thing about being passionate about being a football fan, Laura, not because you don't watch football.
I do watch football.
Let me educate you.
I watch football.
Let me educate
I watch football.
Okay.
I
watch football. Now,
correct your term. You're not educating me.
Okay.
I'm not clueless.
You are not absolutely clueless. But to some degree.
I'm not clueless.
So now
you know the talk today if you not correct her.
You are not clueless, Laura. You are as beautiful as you said. So being a football fan, especially with the past 10-20 years, being a football fan is some people's career now.
Yeah, of course, you didn't. No, I think you didn't understand where I was coming from. Okay. So, of course, people can make money from something that they love. You know, like there are people that like being on TikTok and they make money from being on TikTok. Do you understand? So, what I was trying to say is like something being your passion, having passion for something does not really mean that it's your career. It does not necessarily make it a career. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, that's a valid school of thought.
So take back that's your
no problem. So we talk about football, we talk about singing. I know some friends are into cooking. I know some friends
into
sleeping. I know some friends are into
watching movies.
Drama.
As a passion.
Quite a number of things. But the question we're asking today, does it always pay?
Dave, let me just say something before you come to the answer to that question. You know, passion was defined one time as that thing you give it for. If you knew that the world was to end, that thing
if the world was ending,
that one thing you do that you like to make like a legacy or something.
Okay.
You say I did it.
There's a
song that you will put it when you won't be in the world anymore. That thing you do, that even if you're not paid for it, you just do it there and like you've made a mark and you are working with it. That's your real passion.
Okay.
You get what I mean? There's no pay for it. Like the world is ending in the next 4 hours. That thing you race to quickly set up. Maybe it's a monument, it's a painting, it's a picture, it's whatever it is. You just do it and you know that, anybody who says this guy was here, that sort of thing.
So the question, what you have said now, is it possible to not be passionate about anything?
It's possible.
It's not possible.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
It's a very strong claim.
Yeah.
And I would like you to back it up with some level of explanation. Because off the top of my head, by the standard of passion that has just been defined, I can't hold on to anything.
Okay, hold on.
Nothing is that deep to me.
Yeah, there are people like that as well.
We have known for some time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What in the world will anybody give you that will make you renounce Jesus Christ?
Nothing.
1K does.
You can't find
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because what he has to offer me.
what he has to offer. Just hold on. What in the world will hold you back from doing something he tells you to do? Whatever errand that is.
Nothing can
okay, so it means you are passionate about Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
And about him. So you have a passion.
I have a passion.
Even if the person was not Christian, listen, even if the person was not Christian, there are some psychometric and other sort of parameters that we use to do evaluation.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
And audit. We can quickly narrow in on what you will kill for. You know what I mean? So everybody has a passion. There's no way you can. Everybody has a passion.
Maybe not everybody has a passion for something.
Okay.
There are people that just live their lives like I don't care.
There's a passion.
I don't care what's going to happen tomorrow.
No.
Let me just use a foundation. One quality of, because again, words like vision, dream, passion, aspiration, focus, goal, it is in it's kind of like that they all sort of intertwine. Let me just make another thing clear. A man does not develop his passion. You discover it. This we are talking about it's not something that you create or build for yourself.
We're having very high and lofty stuff.
You discover it. Now let me even take it one notch higher, and then I'll come down, because it may not be a place that some of us can travel on. At the time in the world, there were two worlds that were at war. It was called the Cold War, East and West. The West was largely Christian, built on liberty, built on freedoms, built on capitalism, individual aspirations, and whatever skill you have, bring it to the market. In the East, it was a different ball game. If you ask somebody, why don't you have water to drink or something, they said because the government has not approved that we. So, the human condition was not, and then they believed in atheism. So, what that meant was that life didn't have any meaning. Anybody could die, anybody could eat.
Whoever they wanted to.
That thing collapsed because there are people who are being led in a way that was contrary to the natural order of things where God had ordained for it to be. But if we're in an environment where we are given freedom enough, sooner than later,
you will find something on the inside of it.
This is the reason even those who sometimes are called black legs, or no, there's a black sheep in their families, still end up doing something that the world, comes to patronize.
Yes.
So everybody in the right environment will easily discover what he or she
in the right environment. Okay, we have to emphasize that.
Okay,
I think that's somewhere to hold on to. Okay. Because by way of you being in a certain place at a certain time, you might be incapacitated.
Yes.
Such that you are blind to the seeming obvious.
Yeah.
There was one time we had a discussion here, and I said something about one of the things that happened to me as a teenager. It was a high that if I was in the right environment, I won't stop using that high. By way of what happened, I found that when it comes to, I don't find it hard when it comes to, communicating, especially when it's something I believe in. Give me 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You will leave me with extreme persuasion that everything I believe in is what you believe in. If you just give me a listening ear for that, I tried it over and over again. So to say that being in the right environment will always nudge you in the direction. So sometimes when we want to sit back and just resign, I'm not passionate about anything, it's because of where you are. Because of the things you are exposed to.
You see, when you are talking about the fact that some people may not be passionate, I said, check them, but remember that depressed. The day they find joy is wings. Joy is wings. The day they find joy, you just leave them. They will naturally run in the direction of the things that appeal to them.
To give them wings to fly.
They will fly naturally. That's when you say that they say, even if they don't pay me, let me just people are okay. So those of our viewers that might be of the opinion that this thing about passion, I don't always hear it. It's not for me. So what we are telling them is to search a little bit deeper. Yes. Leave the surface level a little bit. There's always something. You pick, yeah.
Okay. So when you then discover, David,
Yeah.
I know you've discovered to some extent. I'm not putting you on the spot.
David is a writer, so
Yeah, to some extent, where you how you express yourself, you've tapped into it. How rewarding is it? You use and chop.
Yes, 1 and 2. I would say that.
Yes, that's what I want to run. I mean, your DM
for a good amount of time, it was not, but it was paying. It was paying one thing. It was paying one thing, which is satisfaction. I can sit and I have these emotions flying all over my head. I put them in a poem. Finish. And I will love that. I don't care that anybody is reading. I just me on my own. I will go back and I will read it. I'll be like, can we write this thing?
Is that passion?
That's the payment that passion will give you.
I'm passionate too. I discover. I'm serious. I am. Yeah. So just putting your thoughts into say like a poem, as simple as that.
As simple as that. It puts my thoughts in one line. It makes me even think clearer. As far as the satisfaction comes afterwards, there are sometimes that I would write and I would be like, I'm better than this. I would erase everything, start all over. Then I used to do it with pen and book. You erase, you tear, start again, write. You feel like you could have done better at this aspect. You do it again until I find I come to a point where I feel like I've exhausted all the knowledge I have.
I'm cutting you short. We are talking about you expressing yourself in poems and in songs and in
writing is my passion.
Books and writing prose and
all this stuff. Yeah.
To put it in perspective for the viewer at home, he's a science student. Everything he did in school is science. So no, I'm trying to narrow it down to the fact that you are not caged by way of you know, some people always bring to say I not do this science. Where for day. Where for day. Like someone like me now, I was throughout secondary school, I was a commercial student. I got out of secondary school. That's when I thought that, you know what? Literature is beautiful. I didn't find literature challenging or tasking. I found every length and breadth of it interesting. I'm not saying this to sound, I never did literature with the mind of fear of failure or passing. It was just wow. It was always wow. Oh wow. And I was the highest when it comes to results and all this kind of stuff. That happened after secondary school. I just did another level. And here I am today, mass communication and stuff. So what I'm going is, some people will say, if only I could do that, maybe I would. This is someone that has broken the if only I would. So sorry for cutting you, to land your thoughts on that.
See, for everyone listening to this, the thing about passion is, once you discover it, something inside of you will push you to go forward.
Yeah.
All that happened was I picked up someone's notes in SS2, I think. And I read and I saw that a lot of this thing is actually interesting, and a lot of the terminologies here, I don't know how. And that's because I'm not in that. So I kept on picking stuff, reading this, reading that. I would just read. See, I wonder why this thing is structured like this. There are so many ways we structure a poem. By rhyme, by syllable.
Okay, we have a lot of things in common, I see that.
And once you see it,
we are David.
and when you see it, sometimes it might not make sense at first. You might have to read it and just go, and everything will just, one morning, just come to you. You will go and pick that thing. If you don't know where that thing is, you will look for it, you will see it, and then you will just get that satisfaction that yes, I understand this thing.
Sorry for cutting you short. I was telling Mr. Cyril before we came on set about this guy that wrote a book of different poems and published it. He didn't really, because of where we are in the world, he didn't really do well. But you could see the satisfaction in his eyes that it was a lot of poems. I read one. People read it and they didn't make sense of it. Nobody did. Even his classmates then. I read that one that seemed very tough. And comprehension was easy. I could see it in his eyes that he was impressed by the fact that I easily comprehended what he wrote.
It's wonderful.
And it's just the way my mind is wired to see beyond the text, to almost picture the mind of the writer, if you get what I'm trying to say. So that kind of thing. From me to you. I know that when you read something, you are not just reading for the reading's sake. You are reading in between the lines. There are emotions to every sentence, to every phrase. There are emotions to every phrase. And then by the time you put it together, you should have
come up with something. This is why this person wrote this. It's not that the person just
this is where this person was coming from.
Let's not talk. If you keep talking, we talk.
I get you. So, Daniel, for you, passion, reward, do they work hand in hand?
For me, it depends.
Okay.
Okay, like now, I have passion for football.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing football.
Playing?
Yeah.
Wow, where do you play?
I play 7. Anywhere in the attack.
7 or 9, 11, 100. Okay.
So it depends. Like the country we are now. If you are playing football, you just have to use money to do everything.
That's the thing.
Just have to
that's another problem. I want us to stay there a little bit. Growing up, there is this Egbon in our area. It was my elder brother age mate. And that time, I don't know if David did that kind of thing or you did it when we were younger. For those of you that didn't stay in estates, because I don't remember most of my friends in the estate environment doing it. We used to do street form.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where we contribute money, district. We just come together. We used to do maybe like 4 times a year, 2-3 times a year. So there was this, if he's watching now, Balati, it was very, very good. You know, they play it on weekends, and fathers would be on the balcony. They didn't go to work with their pot belly, bare chested, and just looking, discussing politics, and we were downstairs playing, because we were playing for bragging rights, so that we can meet each other when we go to the Malam's place to buy something and say, you know, Sabi, you know, that kind of thing. And people were telling him, put this your son in an academy.
Mm-hmm.
People were nudging him in that direction. At some point he wanted to, at some point it was looking like he did not. Long story short, it didn't work out. I know him today, and that didn't work out. And I can tell you for a fact, if he had followed that, do you get it?
You know, David, they say that the best singers, the best footballers, the best artists are at home. They are the ones who never really made it to the limelight. But from our topic now, I wanted us to also look at this, because that was where we were going initially. How can we monetize
passion?
Because they were telling them, passion. The guy said, I have handwork. Now, you say you want to play, I will not call you. Because of course, like we have said, our environment isn't always friendly. Sometimes
it's not very empowering.
It's hostile to passion. But the point again is that how does one convert passion to actual reward? What are the ways by which you can
do that in this part of the world?
Yes, I think that's an important question that we should
try to emphasize.
When I wrote my own collection of poems, let me be honest with you, I wasn't for money. I went from universities. I was inclusive. I donated some copies to the Department of English Language. I did. In fact, I met Professor. He told me, don't just do it, do a letter. Formally do a letter. So I quickly ran downstairs, did a letter, attached it to the copies and took it to the university. I said, this is my own donation to your... Because, people don't... Somebody will wake up and say, I want to buy a book. What kind of book do you want to buy? Poems that in the first place, if you read them, you don't understand what you're reading.
Actually.
Then you want to... But therein lies the illusion. Because the fact is that, like I always say, for me, like Ralph Waldo Emerson said one time, he said, he always sees issues from the highest possible point of view. So, if the human mind is... Now, aren't we all learning AI? Right? So we're all involved in it. The human mind is the human mind, and if it's able to create anything, we all must be connected one way or the other. Learning, interpreting, understanding is the reason. Even you won't be a doctor. Even when you're not a science student, you must study mathematics because of the logic and what tells your thinking process. Poetry is the mathematics of the arts. So learning that doesn't do you any harm. But when you work at people, it seems as if I don't have it, what does it change? But in the end, it's not about what you're going to get. It's about who you become. That's what people miss.
We are not ready for that.
We are not ready for it's the reason you continue to learn from those who have advanced. There is something about who you become. Your person, it's called dignity of person. Your personhood. We don't talk about that much in
this part of the world. So to put it, another thing I feel to add to answer the question of how to convert passion to profit, especially with the peculiarity of this part of the world, is to take advantage of the internet. I know one or two friends that are doing that. Take the internet, the global village theory by, who was that man? Marshall McLuhan. He talked about how we are all coming together, and that was even in the early days of this whole
in the 70s, yeah.
Now look at it. So if what you should begin to, whatever you are doing, maybe music, writing, or all this kind of stuff, you should begin to perceive the world as your stage, not just where you are now. If you perceive the world as your stage, there is a very, very high chance that it will be more rewarding, because you won't be limited to where you are. Where for some of us in uni days, and some of us are still there now, you know a number of friends that they work for people that are not in the same continent as we are. This guy that I talked about that writes poems and everything, he's making a whole lot of money. I'm not casting you. He's making a whole lot of money from writing.
We don't know his name, so it's fine.
Yeah, actually. He's making a whole lot of money from writing, and he has never written a piece for anybody in this country.
But you're coming from a very high point of, you're speaking from the tip of the mountain.
In what sense?
So I want to monetize. What do I practically do?
Practically do. Okay.
Yeah.
If I answer that question.
This one that has done it before, maybe.
One of the things I take away from what David said, you said it in passing, but it's really telling. That you write on this and tear it. That means you have to hone your skills and get better.
Yes, of course.
You monetize skill. Me. What I'm monetizing, I call it skill, not passion. These are trade secrets. What I'm monetizing, I won't call it passion.
Okay.
I call it skill.
Yeah.
That is, there are two
different things.
No, I'm confused now.
Yeah, that's different things.
Hold on. It is passion I want to monetize.
Yes.
But I won't call it passion anymore.
For the
monetization.
I'm not calling it
context
skill.
of
Okay. I'm not calling it skill. Well, then number two, you must be damn good. Which means you may have done free work for people over and over again.
Because that's where the passion comes.
Yes, to have understood some nuances, right? Then I tried on referrals. Somebody just came on there and said, somebody wants to write and so, and I've recommended you. So the person called me, gave me the first job, I did the pay. Second job, I did the pay. Third job, I did the pay. And I thought that was it. Then the person called me and said, I now have if I say major, that work is super major. And I said, I have a super major work for you. I said, okay, what's the
pay?
No, what's the job? They not describe it. I said, that's serious work. He said, yes, they are aware. So okay, they're going to pay. Now, the distance between what I took for the first 3 or so jobs and what I took for the major job is hundreds of
miles away from each
other. It's hundreds of miles away.
You mean what you took, like what you got?
What you got, yeah.
The pay, yes.
Okay.
And but that came because, like he said, that writing and counseling, you don't give up. You must become super good at what you are doing.
Of course.
Then all those that will need free work. You see, and when I the person that referred me, what I sold to that person is that even if you sent me something you refer to as just do many, I just won't do it like that. If I'm to work on that and send it back to you, I will still do it like I was doing for the American president.
Because your signature is on it.
Yes, so that's a brand I'm building now. So they know that this one, under no circumstance, will he jeopardize or joke with.
Okay.
So when
they think I'm taking it.
Yes. So when he referred me, I told myself that I'm going to work like a machine. The work comes today, by tomorrow I've done it and with precision.
We do have a lot in common.
It comes precision. So when the fourth gift came,
the married man,
I said, this is quite a thing. So from there,
David,
you know what I mean? But it's when you're not sure of what you can offer.
So
you are, yes.
Mr. Siri, sorry for cutting you short. we've been talking about passion. Something that just sat with what you said and what David said before is that you might be passionate about something
and be mediocre,
and in that same breath, not be good enough about that thing.
God bless you.
But that's where the passion comes in.
So just
I believe that.
passion,
Keep on learning.
Wait, let me. Yeah, that's what I feel. So, like, I just believe that passion is the thing that keeps you going. Because I would say, like, where I am. I remember the first time I made a voiceover for a person. It wasn't perfect. I wasn't paid for it. I actually made like a couple of voiceovers for people. The first time I did red carpets for people. I wasn't paid. I did it for my friend. And so many times, like, I worked in my school radio for like 2 years. I wasn't paid. But because I didn't have a degree in mass comm, so I was like, okay, I'm here for the experience. So I was working, they were not paying me, but that was me honing my skills anyway. Do you understand? So at the time, if someone said, oh, do this voiceover for me, I wouldn't charge you because I know that, okay, I'm still learning. Do you understand? But it got to a point where if anybody that comes to me for jobs in my state, you're coming to me for the best. And I will charge you. Because
you know the value of what you're about to give.
Yes, because I know what I'm going to give you. So all the while I was doing the free jobs,
You were passionate.
it was the passion that made me keep
but you were
going.
still getting better.
Yeah, so that's
Also deliberately learning.
Deliberate-
That's why I say at
yes.
the point of selling, of monetizing.
It's called a
I don't
skill.
call it passion anymore.
Call it skill.
skill.
You change the lingua.
Passion.
You change the lingua.
I spoke to somebody yesterday who does this coaching, whatever, and he said, and I totally agree with him. He said, Cyril, you've got to get them to pay. Because if they don't commit, they won't take it seriously.
Yeah.
That's another thing that happens to people that are very passionate. You offer something so cheap, and they don't value what you're giving them.
Yeah.
So, but eventually you must scale up and grow to the point where you are able to confidently, yes, and if they wouldn't patronize you,
Exactly.
It doesn't demean your person.
Yeah, because I remember recently someone sent me a voiceover script and the person was like, so I made a voiceover for a very big brand. And then this person saw it. Now texted me, oh, this person sent me your number. Oh, I want this voiceover. And I'm like, okay, this is how much I charge. And then like, oh, I just do the people will get the job. They don't get money. They just want to make you do. I said, sorry, I know they do anyhow job. Because me, I'd have to go to the studio to record and the producer will do everything. I cannot. She said, it's not the one you used to use phone. And I said, sorry. Because that's my brand. If it was phone I used in the previous one, you wouldn't come to me. Do you understand? So that's just it.
Our takeaway from today's show is passion
Can actually feed you.
The ultimate goal or the ultimate direction of passion is to feed you. If you hold it properly. That's what okay.
There are so many. Let me tell you, even as I am now, as I am right now. Wait, let me explain to you, David. We don't have time. We don't have time. So let me explain to you.
Okay.
Even the way I am now, I feel like I might be good at what I'm doing, and there are some brands that will reach out to me. If somebody says to me, "Oh, it's a collaboration," if I feel like, okay, this thing might have a positive impact in my career, you don't need to pay me, we can do it. So, and that's the passion, because you're still trying to learn, you're still trying to improve.
But in the interim,
I heard what David said. What he said was this. He said, if you want, your passion can actually feed you.
yes, that's I'm answering this question.
Yes, but that to get to that point, turn your passion to a skill.
Okay. I guess
that's not how he puts it. That's not how he puts it.
That's not what he said.
That's not what he said. Miscommunication.
I will bite you.
You gonna lead person astray.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow. Turn your passion into a skill so that you can charge anybody and you go feed chop.
Your passion can feed you in this T-Pain. If it not still feed you,
Thank you for joining us on the show. Daniel, my 7, 11 and 9. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
10, should we go AMF? 10. David, the writer, the singer, the fine boy. I'm very much jealous. Thank you for joining us on the show. So it's a wrap on this episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow. do well to follow us on all social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Don't forget Enterprise TV 7. And join us on the next episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow. From us here now.
Bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.